In fact, this news just in this morning that the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be attending the Jama Masjid. He'll be going to the Jama Masjid in just under an hour from now. At 8 o'clock, Nawaz Sharif will be visiting the Jama Masjid. Let's go straight across to headlines. Today's Foreign Affairs correspondent Maha Siddiqui, who's live with us and tracking Nawaz Sharif every step of the way from early this morning. Maha, take us through what Nawaz Sharif's plan is. He'll be going to the Jama Masjid at 8 o'clock. Just describe for us what his day is looking like ahead of that meeting, which starts at about 12 o'clock with Narendra Modi.
Well, absolutely. That meeting is slated for after 12 noon, and before that it appears that he's looking for some sort of divine intervention, if you could call it that way. Him going to Jama Masjid to offer prayers. Security arrangements are in place since morning. We have, in fact, we are on our way to Jama Masjid, and there is quite a bit of barricading and security around the place to secure the place for the Pakistan Prime Minister. In fact, the tradition, Shiv, usually has been that most of the dignitaries who come from Pakistan want to go to the Nizamuddin Dargah. But this time around, there was no request really made for Nizamuddin Dargah, and Jama Masjid is what Nawaz Sharif chose as the place where he would go and offer his prayers to the Almighty. Now, after this, his major plan today, of course, is that big meeting with the new Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And from what we understand, and from his entourage, from his delegation comprising the security advisor, Sartaj Aziz, and Foreign Secretary, we understand that he has a clear agenda in mind when he meets PM Modi.
Right, that was Maha Siddiqui joining us live from New Delhi. Maha, thank you for that update. We will, of course, keep coming back to you for more as you continue to track Nawaz Sharif's movements in the capital ahead of that crucial meeting today. Well, is there a chance that the 2002 riots could find mention when Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Modi meet at 12:10 this afternoon? That's the big question. And could Nawaz Sharif be preparing to reciprocate Narendra Modi's invitation by putting on display unprecedented openness?
Well, he's starting by, as Maha described it, some divine intervention. So perhaps we've got some surprises lined up. We've got the inside track on how Nawaz Sharif is being prepared for that 25-minute bilateral. And if indications are to be believed, we've got that inside track. The two leaders could already have something very substantial to work with. Here's an exclusive preview.
Pakistan, and I think the people of both countries are very happy that I come here. So I also feel honored to be participating.
The expectations surrounding the much-anticipated Narendra Modi-Nawaz Sharif meeting are high. Sources have told Headlines today that Narendra Modi had personally invited Nawaz Sharif even before the Foreign Secretary had sent a formal invite, and that Sharif believes Modi is serious about improving bilateral relations. Headlines today has exclusive information about what Nawaz Sharif's agenda for today's meeting will be. The Pakistan Prime Minister believes it's time to move beyond 2002 Gujarat riots, and in his meeting with Narendra Modi, he will assure expediting the 2611 trial. Sharif is also expected to propose that talks about Kashmir and terror be held at a higher level than foreign secretaries. Pakistan also wants talks to resume, and Nawaz Sharif will recommend continuation of back-channel talks. Nawaz Sharif will also assure Prime Minister Narendra Modi that there will be no Afghan terror blowback after the US pullout, and Pakistan will also be ready to grant India NDMA status soon. Nawaz Sharif's intentions this time seem honourable, but whether the outcome of talks will be positive or not remains to be seen. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Just yesterday, Narendra Modi, very late in the night, after shaking his hand, after having that dinner with Nawaz Sharif, he put out a series of tweets which we've picked up. Let's just put that up on your screen right now. Earlier in the evening, in my conversation with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, he shared some very emotional things. Apparently, Nawaz Sharif showed Narendra Modi a picture of his mother. And then Narendra Modi actually told him, Nawaz Sharif told me that he stays in Islamabad but goes to meet his mother once in a week. Obviously, that touched, some kind of a chord with Narendra Modi, because he visits his mother as well, Rishika.
Absolutely.
And Nawaz Sharif told me this time when he was eating with his mother, he saw visuals on television of my mother offering me sweets. The visuals touched both Nawaz Sharif ji and his mother. It couldn't get more emotional than this. Narendra Modi doesn't live with his mother, but he takes her blessings every now and then. Both of these leaders actually talking about their mothers, invoking that very special person in their lives, is a big deal.
And adding a bit of a personal touch to this otherwise very tense equation.
That's right, that's right. So, with all eyes on the body language of what's really ahead for these two leaders, it remains to be seen precisely how they move forward on each one of these aspects.